Hey guys, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, ring the bell for future notifications. Now, enjoy this video. Man, this comic is so good! Ugh! Love Boom Studios. This is such a good comic. Hey Zordon, what's going on?
It is time for a new review and recap.
Gotcha. I understand. Alright, it's Morphin time! Dragon Zord!
Alright, now let's go get him!
Okay guys, so today we are recapping issue number 1 of Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 25th Anniversary Special. Be sure to go to your local comic book shop and add this book to your collection. This issue in its entirety exists in a separate timeline from the current events of Shattered Grid. Starting off, we see Rita Repulsa is trying to create another power-draining candle to drain Tommy's powers, and the way she's going about it seems very childish. Honestly, it's something I could see her doing in Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Going on, we enter Angel Grove Youth Center, where there is an Adopt a Pet event going on, and of course our Season 3 team of Rangers are at the forefront of this story. Rita's plan is to destroy Tommy as usual. It fell apart thanks to Bulk and Skull picking up the alien disguised dog. Once Scorpina and Putty surround the area, Tommy tells Bulk and Skull to run as he would find help. Then, it's Morphin time. We then get to see the White Ranger, and as he tries to defend himself, he gets licked by the dog, exposing him to the green energy, which apparently mixed with the White Ranger power, supercharging him. Now, at this moment, I thought there was going to be like alternate way of creating Lord Draken. You know, just kind of seeing like that green energy and then the White Ranger. You can't help but think that, obviously, with, you know, the story that's currently running. But it's simply just supercharged the White Ranger, which was still pretty cool. At that point, Rita makes the monster grow. Tommy distracts the dog with the Tiger Zord and then ends the chaos by slashing the dog's chain to pieces. In the end, Tommy convinces Bulk and Skull to give the dog back to its rightful owner, Scorpina in disguise, and that's part 1 of this comic. Part 2, we see Lord Zed has commissioned Goldar to go down to Angel Grove and find a way to destroy the Rangers. Aside from the villains, new friends are trying to figure out how to build stronger relationships and prove they are great assets to the team. Aisha and Adam are trying to finish up a science project for Billy as a way to show they appreciate the team and also have the brains to back up their power. Then Goldar uninvitingly bursts in and attacks the two Rangers. They soon flee to a location away from the city and then morph into the scene. Adam and Aisha's teamwork together proved just how strong they are as individuals. Also, this segment really felt like a throwback to an episode in Season 3 time frame. I keep bringing that up, but it's the misguidedness of the villains and the mannerisms of specific characters that truly resemble that same feeling of the show. That ends part 2. Now on to part 3, and here is where I'll be honest. I don't know who the hell these characters are, except for the fact I know they belong to the Mystic Force season. So if you've watched that season, you can comment on the comment section here and fill me in on, you know, the Power Ranger season that, you know, I missed out on. I did not watch Mystic Force, so these characters are definitely a little bit new to me. But nonetheless, I've seen faces here and there, but I really don't know who these characters are in depth. So, going on in this segment, I do, however, recognize the characters, like I was saying before, and that was thanks to Power Rangers Now posting a character bio photo. Now, this particular character, she's called the Mystic Mother. She is Rita Repulsa, who years later regained her powers and turned good. It seems the Mystic Mother is taking Udona to the astral plane, a spirit world where her husband is being held. It's here that Udona morphs into the Galwit Mystic Ranger and faces Daggerin, the Mystic Knight. She is quickly overpowered by him, and he puts it plain and simple. Her husband is dead, and there's nothing she can do to free him from his chains in this spirit world. As she came back to the living world, it seems her conviction and passion to create the Mystic Ranger team was birthed from this tragedy of losing her husband and fighting off mystical evil powers. That concludes Part 3. Part 4. We enter the timeline of the Ninja Steel team once again. Brody is encouraging the team to think of new ways to stop Madame Odias and shut down the Galaxy Warriors show. In this segment, we realize, yes, these are teens who are juggling school, social life, and being a Power Ranger. Then we get a grand surprise. Hey, it's Alpha 5. Alpha has traveled to this timeline to get this team of Rangers to help him with an urgent mission. 25 years ago, Rita Repulsa used the energies of a passing comet to weaken the barrier between their dimension and a prison dimension beyond time. Rita tried to free an extreme evil, and if the Rangers hadn't stopped her, this creature would have destroyed all life on Earth. However, Alpha's Rangers didn't destroy this monster, they only pushed it back into the portal years ago, which is now about to be opened again, exposing Earth to this great threat once again. Alpha has this team of Rangers travel to Angel Grove to stop this threat. And I like what Brody says here because honestly, as the reader, I was thinking the exact same thing. Brody says to Alpha 5, if your team of Rangers couldn't beat this thing, what makes you think that we can do it? After all, they were legends. From that point on, we see flashbacks of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger team fighting this squid-like creature, and also present-time Ninja Steel Rangers fighting the monster as well. It's a beautiful collage of past and present. Also, for a moment, due to Alpha 5 tracing Brody's signal across dimensions, he got to meet Jason, the original Red Ranger. Soon after, he shoots a water attack at Jason to push him back into his dimension. Brody realizes that once the next portal opens, Alpha 5 needs to inform the next team of Rangers that this creature can't handle dragon fire, and then soon we see the monster is defeated by what I assume to be the next Ranger team that is not shown in this segment. This ending segment was a cool past and present, then and now collage and tribute to the Power Rangers. Were there moments that felt similar and cheesy to the current run show? Absolutely. But it was in a sense of celebration. It was a segment and a passing of the torch, as that's always been a big theme in Power Rangers franchise, passing the torch to the next generation. Part 5 in this comic brings us to the trial of Astronomer. For those of you who are unfamiliar with her character, honestly, this segment does a great job at refreshing one's memory. If you watch Power Rangers in space, or if you are simply new to Power Rangers fandom due to the comics, basically Carone, the pink space ranger, she used to be the queen of evil, Astronomer. Even though she was enslaved as a child and taught to be the way she was, technically she is held responsible for all of the damage and crimes she has committed over the years. In her defense, Maya, the yellow Galaxy Ranger, and Leo, the red Galaxy Ranger, along with her brother Andros, shows up to speak good on her behalf. I thought this segment was interesting and heartfelt. Carone is torn and battling the consequences of her old identity, while still holding on to all the good that she's done. It wasn't her fault that she became the Queen of Evil at one point in her life, but it was still her. Kind of like a Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier thing. Overall, the judges find her guilty, but as they were about to sentence her, the Queen of Evil, Astronomer, shows up. Soon we learn that Andros created a hologram of Astronomer, and the people thinking it was her, they destroy this hologram, thinking it was actually Astronomer. So the people have their justice, and everyone gets to walk away free. Everyone wins. However, Carone straight smacks her brother in the face. She explains that she was at peace with the sentence and didn't need saving. It was her choice to accept her fate, and even though Andros loves her and is her brother, he took that choice away from her by stepping in. This comic segment does a great job at fleshing out the complexities of free will and the truths and struggles of humanity. The end of part 5 leaves us with Corone venturing off alone to get clarity for herself. And that concludes this comic. Now, let's take a minute and wish Power Rangers a very happy birthday. For 25 years, this brand has been in and around our lives here in the US, and it's so awesome to see it grow and venture off into a new hopeful direction in the Hasbro era. I felt this comic was very similar structure-wise to the annual issue, as we had multiple stories being told. Ninja Steel included in both of those. This was purely a throwback for the fans, but don't be deceived. 5-part story graphic novel seems to be outside of the Shadow Grid story arc. I will pay attention to small details and characters, as I'm sure the Rangers and teams we are seeing now in this comic serves a purpose. This wasn't just a random pick of Ranger teams and stories. With the track record Boom Studios has thus far, I'm sure in the Shadow Grid story and in the 25th anniversary episode in Power Rangers Ninja Steel, there might be some moments that get referred back to where we are reading now. Either foreshadowing, what's to come, or opening the gates to a much larger story than we could even imagine. What did you all think of this comic? Have you read it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload videos weekly. Until next time, guys. Wham, bam, boom.